Welcome to our podcast channel. Today, we will be discussing the topic, Don't React. Cut them off silently, you will never be the same.
Wow, yeah, that title definitely grabs your attention. It sounds pretty intense, like a complete overhaul.
It really does.
And I think that's the point. We're looking at basically changing your internal default settings, moving away from just reacting emotionally towards making deliberate, strategic choices. Taking action, not just reacting.
Exactly. And that's what this deep dive is all about, pulling out the key ideas for building, real mental strength and using detachment strategically.
Strategic detachment, I like that.
Yeah, it's about learning how to manage your energy, basically. In your personal life, at work, everywhere. It's less self-help fluff and more managing your cognitive resources effectively.
Okay, so if we're talking strategy, we have to start inside, right? With the mind.
Absolutely. That's the main arena.
Because your mind, it's your biggest strength, potentially. But it can also be your absolute worst enemy if you don't train it properly.
That's such a critical point.
Yeah.
The idea that the mind is like a muscle. If you don't train it, it just defaults to, well, chaos, maybe. Or worse, someone else starts influencing it.
Precisely. And the core of that training, the main exercise, if you will, is discipline.
But discipline often gets a bad rap, doesn't it? Sounds like punishment.
It does, but that's not how we should see it here. It's not about beating yourself up. It's simpler, really. It's about choosing.
Choosing between what?
Between what you want right now, the easy thing, the immediate pleasure, and what you want most, your big goals, your long-term vision. That choice made over and over, that's real discipline. And it's incredibly powerful.
Oh, I see. That reframing helps escape what you might call the comfort trap.
Exactly.
We've heard that analogy. Bad habits are like a warm bed. Easy to get into.
Oh, yeah.
But so hard to get out of. If life gets too comfortable too easy, your mental muscles just atrophy, right? You get weak.
You absolutely do. You lose that edge, that anti-fragility, you could call it. We're built to grow through challenge, through resistance. Comfort feels good, but it leads to stagnation.
A bit of friction is actually necessary.
Yeah, it keeps you sharp, keeps you adapting.
So what about when you hit those moments? When the friction feels like too much and motivation just tanks? Is there a simple go-to?
There is, and it doesn't need to be complicated. Forget the fancy apps for a second. Just look around.
Look around where?
At your current situation. The plain, simple fact that you aren't yet where you ultimately want to be. That gap, that should be enough motivation.
Okay. Use the dissatisfaction.
Use it productively. It's sustainable fuel. That difference between reality now and your ideal future, that can drive you.
That drive, that focus, it leads right into the core idea. Don't react. Cut them off silently.
Yes. Let's unpack that.
It sounds harsh, maybe, like ghosting, but it's framed here as something else. It's protective, a strategy for enforcing boundaries.
It's absolutely strategic. And making it work means being vigilant about two things. Guard your thoughts when you're alone.
Okay.
And guard your words when you're with other people. Because speaking without thinking, that's just leaking energy and potentially giving away leverage.
It's like shooting without aiming, as the saying goes.
Exactly that. You might hit something, but probably not the target, and you've wasted the shot.
So if the goal is like a peaceful mind, a tight circle of trusted people, the advice seems to be keep quiet about the things that bring you joy.
Right. It feels counterintuitive in our share everything culture.
Totally.
But why broadcast your wins or your happiness? Often it just attracts, well, noise, unnecessary attention, sometimes envy, sometimes negativity. Privacy becomes a powerful advantage.
And silence in this context is like a shield.
The ultimate shield, maybe? Especially when you think about vulnerability. The hard truth is when you share everything, every struggle, a lot of people listening don't really care deep down.
Ouch. But probably true sometimes.
And worse, some might even secretly want you to stumble a bit. It makes them feel better about where they are. So why hand them the ammunition?
That really underlines the need to be careful about who you trust. That analogy about salt and sugar.
Ah, yes. Salt and sugar look the same.
It's brilliant because it's so visual. Deception can look innocent.
It often does, and it reminds us that the biggest threat isn't always external. Sometimes it's the person you've let inside your defenses, the quote-unquote wolf in sheep's clothing.
Someone you trust who's maybe not rooting for you after all.
Exactly. And this silent cutting off, that's your main defense against that kind of internal sabotage.
So how do you do it when you identify someone like that, or just someone who doesn't value you? Do you have a big confrontation?
No, that's the beauty of the strategy. The advice is clear. If people treat you like you're just an option,
Yeah.
you leave them like they were your choice, silently.
You just withdraw the energy.
Precisely. No drama, no big explanation needed. Silence is often the most powerful response to someone who dismisses your words or your time. You conserve your energy, maintain your dignity. You choose not to engage.
Okay, that makes sense. So moving from that defensive posture, let's talk about building things, about investing in yourself.
Yes, the proactive side,
There's this distinction made between just working at your job to earn a living.
which is necessary, obviously.
Right, but contrasting that with working on yourself to build a real fortune.
Yeah, the living is transactional, paying the bills.
Sure.
The fortune is bigger. It's transformative. It's about building your actual value.
And how is that value measured?
Well, the idea is you don't get paid just for the time you put in, for the hour. You get paid for the value you bring to that hour.
Okay, so skills, insights, network.
Exactly. And that value doesn't just appear. It's built through deliberate, continuous self-investment.
Which often involves hardship. It sounds like struggle isn't something to avoid necessarily.
Definitely not avoid. The idea that great things are supposed to come easy is, well, mostly a myth. Hardship can be the very thing that prepares an ordinary person for something extraordinary.
So success isn't about avoiding mistakes.
No. Success is what happens after you've survived your mistakes. Learn from them. Analyze them.
That struggle, then, is where you develop the really valuable stuff. Resilience, problem solving.
Patience, grit, all of it. If you're struggling constructively, you're probably leveling up. The key is learning from it, not just enduring it pointlessly.
And when we talk about fortune or wealth,
Yeah.
it shouldn't just be about money,
It's
right?
absolutely not. The real treasures, the things that last, are experiences, memories. Possessions fade, break, get old. Experiences compound in value over your lifetime.
That's a great perspective shift. Value the doing over the having.
And underpinning all of this, the absolute foundation is health. Self-care isn't selfish.
It's essential.
It's fundamental discipline. Your health, physical, mental, that's the ultimate form of wealth. You can't buy it back easily once it's gone.
So self-care isn't the reward you get after being disciplined. It's actually part of the discipline itself. It fuels everything else.
You got it. If the engine's sputtering, none of these strategies matter much.
Okay, so putting all this into practice, it sounds like a marathon, not a sprint.
Definitely. All these shifts becoming less reactive, more detached, focusing on value, investing in yourself, they take time. Serious endurance.
And we often give up too soon, don't we? We want results yesterday.
That's the trap. We expect this smooth, linear progress. But real growth is messy. It's slow. The key thing to remember, though, is simple. Quitting won't make it happen any faster.
True. So you just have to trust the process.
Trust the process. Trust the inputs you're making consistently, day after day. Great things take time. Don't rush it.
And part of trusting that process means managing the past, doesn't it? Not letting yesterday sabotage today.
Oh, hugely important. If you're constantly replaying past failures or bad interactions in your head, you're basically choosing to ruin today as well. You're wasting precious mental energy on something you can't change.
Let it go. Easier said than done sometimes.
Of course, but necessary, which ties into reframing failure.
Right. Mistakes aren't the end of the road.
They're data points, stepping stones, if you learn from them. Honestly, if you're never messing up, never falling down occasionally.
You're probably just coasting.
Exactly. You're not pushing your boundaries. You're playing it too safe for real growth.
So it all comes back to perspective, keeping your eyes forward.
Your future needs you. Your focus, your energy, your past, it's done. It doesn't need anything from you anymore, except maybe the lesson you extracted from it.
And that detachment, that silence strategy we talked about, it helps create this space for that forward focus. It stops other people's limits from becoming yours.
Beautifully put. When someone tells you what your limits are, they're just showing you theirs.
So when you bring it all together, the disciplined mind, the strategic silence, the self-investment, the forward focus, what's the ultimate result? What changes?
You change, fundamentally. You shift from being someone who needs external validation.
Always looking outward for approval.
Right. To someone who operates from a place of internal worth and deliberate choice. You generate your own validation.
You stop trading your peace of mind for other people's acceptance, which sounds exhausting anyway.
It is exhausting, and it makes you dependent on the very people you might need distance from. This path makes you the primary agent in your own life, your own value creator.
It's definitely a challenging path, though. It requires facing discomfort.
It does. But here's a final thought to chew on. Life presents us with different kinds of pain. There's the pain that just hurts you, diminishes you. And then there's the pain that changes you, that forces growth. The wisdom lies in learning to recognize and even embrace the pain that leads to positive change.
Choose the transformative pain over the destructive kind. Powerful stuff.
Indeed.
That's all for today's topic. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay updated with the latest news.